So when you first joined Newcastle, what was your, I guess, plan and as a coach and as the director of basketball?
That started from Durham, and when I got there, they were practicing one night a week and then playing a game. So it wasn't really a program. It had a bit of success under Dave Elderkin, and they bounced to the Prem and then came back down. But mainly they were a BUCS Division 1 team. I also had a side assignment looking after the women, so got Chris Bunton in to run the women. With regards to the men, it was all about putting a program together that would be successful. I think you came in our third year.
Yep.
I think. And so the first 2 years, the first year we got there, we won BUCS Division 1. It was a little bit different then, because if you won BUCS Division 1, you essentially went into the championship. Whereas now, if you're the bottom of BUCS, you're in it automatically. Whereas before, if you won BUCS Division 1, we went there. So we went down to Middlesex and played, and we lost. And then the next year, we lost quite a lot of players. And back then, BUCS was a lot more amateur, especially the amount of teams that were actually recruiting. And we did okay that year, but I knew the importance of recruiting. So what I started to put in was a marketing strategy, a recruitment strategy, a program based around strength and conditioning, sports psychology. Met with the senior management team, made sure that we put everything in place, and then put a 17-page PDF document to try and get guys from the States for £3,000, and they pay £30,000, £40,000. And then it worked out quite well because you'd emailed George Beard, and then Jack Beresford showed up at trials. This Ron Weasley-looking guy with long limbs. Yeah. So he showed up. So we ended up with a really good core British crew. We had Nick Yee, and then we had a bunch of doctors and software engineers.
Yeah.
So it was trying to put a program together where we could actually develop athletes, develop players, and then we sort of set a 3-year goal in terms of putting that recruitment and marketing strategy. And then when you came, you were outstanding in terms of putting a lot of the accounting in place, making sure we were marketing the right way, the commercial side of it. So it was great to get you in, and we sort of went strength to strength from there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, man. We did. And it's crazy because, when I had like interviews and stuff like for my grad jobs and stuff, a lot of the time I spent talking was about all the stuff we did at Newcastle. Like people who don't know, who are listening, I was the club president, I think my 3rd year, and the secretary my 2nd year. And, I gained a lot of what they call transferable skills or experience or whatever you call it, from doing, the backside of the back end rather of the club and stuff with you, and it was tough. It was challenging. Fraser and Colin weren't as, they ended up getting behind us, but they weren't as helpful at first. But we got there.
A little bit convincing. There was a few meetings, wasn't there?
Yeah, a few meetings. We had the athletic union who didn't want us to play, to include any non-students. We had a lot of barriers. Yeah. But in the end, we managed to.
Your smart accountant helped as well. Because at no point, because it made it look sustainable. It was never sustainable.
It was never sustainable. No.
No. I mean, we ended up running a D1 program on £15,000, but but in terms of like getting commercial sponsorship and ticket sales, from Benfield, no, it wasn't going to happen. But I could see you were a talented accountant. Just by the way you put that budget in place.
Rigging the numbers from young, man.
Overseas tax havens and stuff,
we had a few offshore accounts and whatnot. But like I said, Newcastle, massive part of my development as a basketball player. I've been on record and saying it. I feel like when I went to Newcastle, I was very raw. I could, I've always been able to, put the ball in the basket at every level I've played at. But, when I was a junior, that was pretty much all I could do. You know, I didn't really know how to play the game at like a higher level. And, you know, I think you definitely sort of taught me how to play basketball, and I think it's a lot, there's a lot of coaches out there who, you know, will say, oh, this person's come to my program and now they're in America, or they're here or they're there. But, you know, if you talk to the players, a lot of the time the players won't give that success or give that credit to the coach, you know, but the coach will take credit for it. But, you know, I definitely feel, you know, you've played a massive part in my development in the 4